At first, I wasn't gonna do this. At first, I was thinking that maybe, there's enough people out there that's just like being realistic and, just telling us, instead of like, there's so much information out there when it comes down to these things. So at the same time, I'm not here to like battle any other person that's gonna be giving you a review or giving you a reaction to it. That's just up to, what I'm saying, that's between them and you guys and how everything is. So what I decided to do, because I wanted to actually sit back and just be realistic about the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's get started. Now, as far as you know, that I have another channel and I am a DJ, so that's why we're over here at the DJ channel. But I decided to go over here instead of going to the main channel. It's because most of the time I just like to talk about just like devices or ideas that I do when it comes down to emulation devices or even nostalgic or stuff like that. So I pretty much just decided to just come up over here where my DJ is, because the fact is that you get the chance to see this old man's face. So I just like, you know what? I'll come over here and I'll talk about some games and decide to just go ahead and go from there. If it's your first time to this channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Clicking like, subscribing is always a big help. And the same thing, if you like, we be on this particular channel, we just like you see that we like to just do the music and we like to mess around with tapping in tunes, and and we're just this is a small channel, so I just decided to go ahead and show the love up over here. But that's not including that I can be able to chill and just be realistic. So if I repeat myself, this is, if you guys know me, I do sometimes repeat myself, and so at the same time, I'm over here. This is a smaller channel. I get the chance to just be able to be realistic, and if it grows, I mean, and you guys subscribe and support the channel, I do appreciate it. Much love. But let me just be realistic for a second, okay? This Nintendo Switch 2 is coming. I just want to talk about it for a bit. And okay, all right, let's break this down right now. So we're gonna go over here and we're just gonna tap into the spot. Now we know that the fact is that they're gonna be having Mario Kart World is gonna drop for the Nintendo Switch 2, and that's gonna be basically like just a launch title. So I just keep it realistic. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. These are just my thoughts, and I just be realistic. Okay, so the price of the whole thing is going to be about $449. So at the same time, the bundle is going to be like basically almost like $500. I didn't dig into it too much, and this is that and the third. I just didn't. But at the same time, I think that the whole bundle is supposed to be like $500 or something like that. So at the same time, it's just okay. Now we see. So basically, what we have here, we got the Mario Kart bundle with that, and that's going to be about $499. And if you get just the regular console, it's going to be $449. So, but I'm hearing that the fact is that these games is going to be about $90. And to me, just keep this real. Let's just keep it 100. You guys, I mean, a lot of us is going to get it, especially these big time YouTubers. They can complain about prices and everything else, but you're making money, dude. You're making money. Of course they're going to get it because they got to have something to talk about. I am not downing any YouTuber whatsoever, because I'm going to jump on it. And I'm not a big YouTuber, but I definitely want to experience it. I definitely want to play it. I definitely want to see what's up with it. But that's part of that control that they've been doing. And Nintendo been doing this for years. They've been doing this ever since the 80s. I mean, for real. One thing about them, they know how to control. In some cases it's a cool thing, but some cases it's a bad thing. They know how to sell stuff. Like you would think, like even with like something like the Nintendo Switch, like the Hyrule Edition, I still jumped on it. I jumped on the Hyrule Edition even though I had a Switch OLED, and just because I'm just a fan. That's just how it is. It's just no other way to get around it. When you're a fan of something and you grew up and it's your childhood, these are your childhood stuff like that. Nintendo always just like, it speaks to our childhood. So when we see certain things that we see like this hits our childhood, and of course that we want to keep that going. And and of course, but at the same time, and we jump on these things because of the colors. It's just the fun stuff that we love to do. And there's some things that's going to be really good for day one. Those of you that had the expansion, you're going to be able to play GameCube games on here and everything. So at the same time, and I'm just looking at this as I'm just in there talking to you guys, and I'm just looking at how much what are we dealing with when we're dealing with this stuff, because just like the PlayStation, when the PlayStation came out, the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation, even the PlayStation 5, the Pro edition, at first everybody was complaining about the price. Then next thing you know, people start buying the console, and that thing runs you up to like what, $700 or whatever, and people was just buying that thing, and it still sells. It still sells, and people are jumping. And what gets me is the fact is, I'm like, wouldn't you guys want to get like a physical thing going on? And I did not jump on the Pro, and I have multiple PS5, but I did not jump on the Pro because the fact is, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, the first editions is actually doing pretty well. I mean, that's just the way I just look at it. It just does pretty well. I enjoyed getting the Spider-Man edition and stuff like that, and then playing the one with God of War. I love those. I love those. So why would I sit there and and just because, and we're fans of this stuff, we're fans of these things, we're gonna jump. And even over time, say for instance a person doesn't get it at day one, but over time, eventually people jump on this stuff. And I remember when the Nintendo Switch first came out, they didn't care. No matter how much the sales was going on, Nintendo Switch never went down. They didn't care. You pay the price and that's it. They don't care. They didn't care about saying doing discounts. Now you see when Xbox comes out, they'll throw out like a holiday price and everything else. But Nintendo, once they don't budge. They don't budge for a hot minute. I mean, seriously, there's no budging with them. Even the fact is, right now to this very day, the Switch OLED is not budging. It does not budge on price. So when they set it, that's it. So we have to, and of course we buy this stuff. We are the consumer, and they know how to control. They know how to play the cards, and they know how to control us. And it's just like Disney. They know how to control. That's just what I see. And these are just my opinions. Remember, I am not trying to battle anybody, whatever they're saying. And if you're a person that's just like, you know what, I'm cool with the regular Switch, actually you're actually one of the people that we need to actually follow in some cases, because a lot of times we do jump on the newest thing. We fall into it. I am a person that fall into it. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. Just like I said, I'm gonna keep it realistic. I saw some games, even a From Software game, and I'm a big Souls fan. So at the same time, when I saw that, I definitely wanted to jump on it. I was just like, yo, I want, and all the games and the upgrades and stuff like that, I definitely want to jump on it. To be playing Wind Waker on the Switch too, I am all for that. I definitely want to see the GameCube games. I definitely want to play the GameCube games, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because I am a very big fan of nostalgia, and there's a lot of games that, and even from back then from some of the other consoles like the Wii U, the first Wii and stuff like that, it's like, you have to, I look at it like this. We jumped on that game and that brought us so many fond memories. But what happened to all those games that we paid for? That's the question. Are we able to get some of those games back? I have an array of games that I have bought that was on digital, that was on the console from the Wii, and I can't really get them back. I can't get them. It's just like, and because the store is gone and stuff like that, that's it. That's how it is. It's control. And now let's just talk about this. Since we're on that subject, let's talk about these digital games. These games, and check this out. I'm just gonna lay this out to you just fully. I'm not gonna even mess around. Listen, the new Nintendo Switch games, some of those games, you're just gonna pop the game in, and then the information is gonna download to the system. Yes, they've been doing it with the PlayStation and stuff like that, but I really would have thought that Nintendo was just like, we get the information, that all the stuff is be on the cartridge and we're good to go. No, they jump right up into the thing where they're making you get a digital copy. So at the same time, when you pop that game in, you still, even with a physical copy, you still don't own the game. How crazy is that? That is insane. You still don't own it. I'm like, wow, and then this whole thing about borrowing games for a couple of hours and stuff like that, or a couple of weeks or something like that. You borrow the game and this game card and stuff like that. I mean, and I'm not gonna sit there and listen, let me show you this whole game card thing. This game card thing. Basically, you have the game card to where that your game that you own, you can loan it out to another person. Now, I mean, and I'm not gonna say I know full information about it. All I know is that the game is coming back to you after a couple of weeks. Let's put it that way. You loan it to your family member, and now which is into the family plan. And after a while, after they're playing the game, it comes back to you. Yes, I understand that. I understand that the fact is that you guys are like looking at probably like we're sitting up there thinking about how we play our games and loan out our games, but this is another thing of control. To me, if I want to loan my game, if I would like to be able to take the game out and say, hey kid, y'all can play it, or your homeboy or whatever, hey, you can borrow it, dog, it's cool. And I know sometimes, you know how it goes. We from there, that sometimes they don't give it back. Okay, of course, that we be like, hey, we want our game back. But I guess that this is the way that we're gonna get our game back, and this is that and that. So that means that they control how long we even loan our game out. This is coming back to us, but that's the control of how long we're gonna be able to loan the game. And I just, that is insane to me, because now, just like I said, I'm jumping to so many things because there's so many things to unpack when it comes down to these games and how they're controlling us with all this stuff. And just like, and don't get me wrong, just like I said, remember my words, I fall into it, I am getting it, I am going to be playing it, of course. But we have to understand something when it comes down to how we're, saying the games that we're getting. Is we getting pushed to all the to completely going digital when it comes to, then why are we going out there and buy a physical game for the price that we pay? We might as well get them all digital, and this is that and the third. To me, I think what it is, what messed everything up, not gonna lie, the emulation thing. Don't get me wrong, I play it, I does the same thing. Emulation, people are getting games, getting copies. These people coming out with this, like this I remember they came out with the card, and where you get the games and you have your game, and all of a sudden, like you can switch out your game from this one card, you download, you put all your games on there. And they stopped that didn't even last that long. It's just crazy. I forgot what's the name of it, but those are reasons why. The fact is, and even with Switch emulation and stuff like that, this is the reason why that they start. And I'm gonna tell you something, I emulate a lot of stuff, dude. I love emulation, especially with handhelds on my channel. I talk about it all the time. But if you follow my channel, I did not emulate the Switch. There was no reason for me to emulate the Switch. There was absolutely no reason. I feel like the fact is, it was fun to go out there and buy the games, have my games. And plus, that's not including that they always have sales on their platform. They always had sales on their platform. And I mean, games that if you had $5, you will get a grip of games if you like go into a cheap section or something like that. I remember when I first got the Switch, and I had spent enough just getting accessories and everything else, but I wanted to get some games, and I didn't have to get that too many physical copy games, because first of all, I wanted to wait for Zelda and stuff like that. I wanted to get that, and I didn't really care about the couple of games that came out. And so the games that I was getting, I got Blaster Master, the new Blaster Master that was on there, and those games was like, and they wasn't on sale yet, but they was cheap enough for me to get. So I feel like the fact is, if the store, whatever, they're gonna have that, to me, it's just like Steam always having sales, they always having discounts. So I guess that the fact is that it counteracts with that. If so, I don't know, but still at the same time, come on, loan it, having a game to where you loan it out to a family member that's under your same account, and it goes back to you after a couple of weeks. Say for instance, they got to a part to where it took them a couple of weeks just to get there, and all of a sudden, like, the game just leave them. I mean, dang, man, that's just kind of crazy. I know the it's just they're in like a certain point, and next thing you know, like, the game stop and just leave. I don't know if it's gonna be like that. I don't know if it's gonna do it to where they stop, or I don't know, and I'm not going to dig into it, but I was just saying the fact is of just that time limit, especially if it's under a family plan. I don't think it should have no limitations. Just like Steam doesn't have no limitations. They you can go online, you can, you know what I'm saying, they have the family thing, and once you sign into the family thing, you allow the other person, then they can play your library of games. I mean, especially if you own all this stuff, if you got all this stuff digitally, it's just they play a library of games just as well. You could play their library of games and play it all day and stuff like that. So I feel like the fact is that they just need to, it to me, I don't know, it's just it's all about control. It's all about control, and it's just it's really sad about that. And I really looks at that, and that's just everything I'm saying. I'm not gonna say I'm precise with all the information, with all the terms and everything else. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. All I'm just saying is just as I was listening, reading some of the stuff that they have out there and just breaking it down, it just speaks control. I mean, like, is this gonna be, I mean, what happened to the good memories of going out and go buy a game, but you still have an option to get it digital? You know, now it's just like this whole push to say digital, you ain't owning it, that's it. To me, now notice that I haven't talked about the price of the console. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because the way everything is and all this other stuff that going on and stuff like that. I mean, the price seems like it is what it is. I mean, so yeah, it is what it is. They pulling out bigger hardware. This got more hardware that they have in 120 refresh rate. We're looking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so the bigger screen, more technology, higher technology, which is good, you know what I'm saying, which is probably costly. Then the cartridges, just making the cartridges, this is not that. Now they have into where that you have to get a different type of SD card for you to handle the games that they're pushing. It's going to be 4K output on the TV, 1080 in your hand, just like the handhelds that they have out there. And I reviewed a lot of handhelds if you go visit the other channel and stuff like that. But I guess I talked so much. Let me know your thoughts about this console. Is you getting it just like, you know what I'm saying? Is you gonna jump? I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna jump on it. I'm not really complaining. I just feel that the fact is that we know that there's like a whole bunch of control. And I just wish that I wish that they would, I hope or think that wish that we would bring back the freedom of having the option of owning our game physical and then having that option of getting it digitally. You know what I mean? So just like, you know, but I mean, even with the PlayStation, and it started off with PlayStation 3, and even when you was just like, you pop that game in, the rest of the stuff had to download, and they've been doing that for years to us, and it's just like, I guess we ain't gonna be able to escape it. It is what it is, and they're just pushing it to us. So all right, you guys, I know I talked and I yapped enough. If you made it this far, I truly appreciate it. I went around in so many areas because there was no reason for me to throw out all these big facts. This is just me just getting some things off my chest before before the system comes out. But don't worry, well, let's put it this way, I'm getting it, and I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you about it. I'm gonna jump on it. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be, you know, I mean, seriously, I want to play it just as well as everybody else is. It's Nintendo. We're gonna jump on it just like anything else. All right, you guys, and from Gamer to Gamer, thanks for watching.